Hello, Yellow Jacket Nation. We are on the eve of the first game of the season, finally, after a long, what, 8 months since we've had any sort of football for the Jackets. It is a very exciting time. It's going to be a very exciting season. I know Sean and I are pumped to be back here with you guys. This video, want to go ahead and get in front of this. Apologies for the quality issues. Sean and I are looking at getting some cameras and microphones. For right now, we're trying to record this on our iPhones, so that's why it's going to look a little wonky. But we're looking at trying to get that corrected this next week. So with that
Yep.
being said,
Apologies in advance.
that's right. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our little preview for this Tech Colorado game out in Boulder at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. I don't know about you, Sean. I'm feeling very excited just for the season to start in general. I'm nervous and excited. I'm also very hopeful. I feel like this game is going to determine a lot as far as how the rest of this season is going to go. I think we have, at least I have a few question marks when I'm looking at the team and my outlook on the season. Just starting from the offensive point of view, I love that we're returning a lot of starters, and anybody that we're not returning, like a Singleton, for example, we're replacing with somebody with a lot of experience, like an Eric Rivers. So I'm not expecting to really see much of a drop off on the offensive side of the ball. What I am curious about is how the offense is going to be run. I think that back in 23, we saw Haynes kind of throwing the ball all over the field. He threw for a lot of touchdowns, also threw a bunch of picks. And we basically went in the complete opposite direction of that last year. I think, at least my personal opinion, is that a decent chunk of that is a result of Haynes being injured for a large majority of the season. So we were kind of trying to work around that. But I think a major factor of that was the turnovers, though. I mean, he led the country in interceptions the year prior. So I'm curious if we're going to look more like last season or if Buster's going to try to find like a happy medium between those two seasons. If Haynes is fully healthy and he's able to air it out a bit better than he was last year, if we're going to look to do that, I hope we are. I know that it drove both of us insane.
We have to. I mean, we were I think 90th something in the league in passing. It's just if you want to compete with Power Four teams that consistently year after year win 9, 10, 11 football games. I mean, you got to be able to pass the ball. You got to be able to run the ball. It's got to be a happy medium between the two. And I think with Haynes, I mean, Haynes can do it. It's just they didn't really release him last year because obviously he was injured, and yeah, he had the best, completion percentage in the league, but that's because there was a lot of screens. There wasn't much downfield, and he also didn't play for 3 or 4 games, during the year. So yeah, Buster just got a bag. So this is definitely his year. He's got to prove why Tech can make a push. And it starts with that offense because that defense has some question marks as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you led into that. I mean, I absolutely have my concerns about the defensive side of the ball. Just starting at the top, really. I mean, it's unfortunate to lose Santucci after he came in and basically turned the defense around in the span of a season. To immediately lose him, it was unexpected, to say the least, at least for me. So that was a bit of a shame. I'm hopeful
And
that
it
he
wasn't even an
come in.
OC or DC. It
I
was
know he went to go be a linebackers coach in the NFL, which I think is just a testament to how much of a commitment being a college coach is. I think a lot of guys are just not willing to recruit 365 days a year and not only recruit, but you're basically recruiting your own players the entire season, trying to keep them there. So
exactly why Bill Belichick's going to completely fail in college.
exactly, yeah. But yeah, so for me, my concern really kind of start at the top, just because it's a new coordinator. I just don't know what to expect until I see the product that's out there on the field, and there's a lot of new faces that are going to be out here. what I am excited about the coaching, about the coordinator change, is that Gideon is a safeties coach from Texas. That was probably one of our weaker spots last year was our secondary. So I'm hopeful that, especially with some of the talent that we're bringing in, like Tay Harris, for example, and I was surprised that Dalen Penson wasn't even on the whatchamacallit depth chart
Yeah.
when it came out. But
Now, I mean, pass rush and coverage go hand in hand. So
that's exactly right.
but I also, after Clayton Powell Lee, Colorado fans took it out of context. He was just answering a damn question the reporter asked him, just spit facts. I did go look at his highlights, and there's not many of them. So,
Yeah. Well, a lot of Colorado fans, I was going to bring this up at some point, anyways, just based off of a few of the YouTube videos I've watched leading up to the game this week and reading some comments while I'm watching these videos, I think that the average age of a Colorado fan is about 13.
yeah.
They truly believe. I mean, they lost their starting quarterback, their Heisman Trophy winner, and I believe all four of their starting wide receivers. And the only thing that you see in a comment section on those videos is receivers for Colorado are going to be a problem.
Yep.
No buffs. And it's like, what are you just saying that from the spring game? Where are you, why do you have this belief? I think that Colorado fans are very loud and they are not real.
Well, no, they
They're not
don't know
real.
what they're talking about.
No, they're just Deion fans.
They literally said
Ignore fans.
Deion didn't rely on the transfer portal this year, and it's like everyone he got was from the transfer portal. Like they have one of the highest turnover rates from last year.
Yeah, yeah, they are completely delusional, which I kind of love, to be honest. I mean, but that's beside the point. I don't want to get too sidetracked. I'd prefer to just focus on the game itself as opposed to their fans. I'll have something to say to them after the game.
So with me, it's more of the defense. Like I'm not. Yes, I want to see what Buster does. Yes, I think we'll be able to run the ball. Although there were a few games last year where we couldn't find it, and I believe with all those games. But with a fully healthy team, like I said, some more weapons outside with Isaiah Canyon. He's really coming in. He's a sophomore. He was a little injured coming in last year, and now he's finally put on some weight. I mean, he's a big body, like 6'4", 225 or 215, something like that. And then you match that up with Malik and Eric Rivers coming in, Dean Patterson.
I think Jordan Allen's going to make an impact as a rookie.
Yeah.
Freshman.
So, I mean, and then you got all the backs. I know we brought in someone from an Ivy League school, I believe.
Yeah, which guy was that? Was that
he's listed as number 2 on the depth chart?
Bosley?
Mosley, yeah, Malachi. It might be him.
Yeah.
It might be him. But yeah, I think we can score if we want, but I think we're this game in particular. I think it's like Key said, it's about the basics and doing converting what you do best and adjusting from there. And I think that's running the ball, keeping control of the clock, not letting Colorado run around with their quarterback, which is what I'm really afraid of. With just Tech's defense in general. I mean, Eford isn't really a spy for fast running quarterbacks. I mean, he's a hit the hole guy and butt up, but I think the guy from Liberty started, and I know he runs the ball very well. And I can already picture it now. There's tons and tons and tons and tons of plays where he just breaks the pocket and no one can tackle. He's just running down the field for 30 yards and just chunk plays. We just can't let that happen. DN's got to keep contained. I think it's Hoffler and Bentley. I think and you got to keep it on the inside and
Christian Garrett.
Yeah,
be getting reps.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, the defense is really what's going to have to show out this week.
Yeah, as someone that I'm really keeping an eye on this season in general is going to be Taj Butler.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping to see him make a big jump. Um, he showed a lot of flashes last year. I was always happy to see when he was out there getting reps. So I'm hopeful he's going to really help provide a little bit of depth to the linebacker room.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, you got him and Lightsey, and I mean,
yeah, like you starting.
the the linebackers aren't that bad, but and I think we got some depth. Key was touching on that. We finally have some depth at the D line and linebackers, but it's like it hasn't felt like it. So
Right, right.
we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, I need to, as is the case with a lot of my feelings for just the team overall. I have to like see it to believe it. I can't just. I can only try to convince myself so much that we're going to be super deep in this position or that this position's super talented because I just feel like there's too many unknowns. It's not like we have a ton of guys that are just fucking rock stars that like we know are going to be absolutely balling out. It's like people that we're hopeful are going to take the next step and really elevate their game. So that's that's why there's a lot of excitement going into this for me and a lot of concern. Now, as far as Colorado goes, if I'm being completely honest, I know basically nothing about them. I
No,
do not watch them play. I have no interest in watching them play. They suck. They're just a shitty Big 12 team. I don't care that Deion's there. I don't care that Shador Sanders and I didn't even care that Travis Hunter was there. It wasn't enough to make me want to
no.
watch.
I
There was
think
always better games on. I could care less what they were doing. They're annoying. I didn't want to watch them. If I did watch them, I just wanted to see them lose.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I think I turned them on when they were tied with North Dakota State or some
Right.
shitty, not even FBS team. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to plead ignorance as far as Colorado goes. I can really only speak for my thoughts on Tech. For pretty much every other game going forward, I'll have my opinions of the other team. But I haven't spent a lot of time looking into them, and I really was trying not to spend too much time just thinking about the season so that it would get here quicker, and I wasn't sitting here spending every day thinking about football. So now that we're here, the switch has been flipped in my brain. So it's going to be going through my head quite a bit. But
no,
like
I'm
I said,
excited. I'm excited for Friday night. As soon as that, I just gotta see. I just gotta see what we do the first drive, man.
yeah,
We gotta be the more physical team. I mean, we have to, and all this
yeah,
elevation talk and all this shit. I mean, I wasn't worried about it. I knew he had a plan in place, but he hadn't talked about it yet. And someone finally asked him in the presser, and he was like, "I've played up there. Gailey's played up there. We know what to do. We have a good plan in place. It's not like they just are oblivious to the fact that there's going to be an elevation change. And yes, indeed, practicing in heat does give you more blood plasma, which gives you more oxygen, which therefore improves your cardiovascular. So yes,
yeah.
practicing in 105 heat will help prepare you for elevation. It's not the same thing, but they both affect the cardiovascular. Therefore, I think it would be just fine.
Little biology talk with Sean over here.
Yeah.
But
Thanks.
but yeah, it's that would definitely explain why Key has been out there kicking their ass the last couple weeks when it's been blazing. Well, I guess the last week or so was blazing hot, but it was when he was tearing into him in that press conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I. With that being, I really just kind of want to jump into our predictions here because I don't. Like I said, my thoughts on the team, I'm kind of reserving a lot of judgment until I actually see what sort of product we're going to put out on the field. I don't
Yeah.
like I don't like getting too wrapped up in things before the season starts. To me, it just feels pointless. I have
Well,
nothing to base
and
it
that
off
was the
of.
thing last year. I feel like we had a little more returning, the same, so we kind of knew. But yeah, this year, like, just gonna have to see.
Yeah.
Week one, week one. I mean,
Well, yeah,
there's
and last year is actually the perfect example because we came in from 23 watching it, Haynes throw for 30 touchdowns and 14 picks. We're throwing it all over the place, and all of a sudden in 24, it's like we
yeah,
forgot how to throw the football.
yeah,
So it was a drastic change. So that's why, yeah, it's kind of the perfect example of why I'm not gonna sit here and waste too much time talking about hypotheticals when we can just wait 20, 25 hours on the dot from now, and see what's going to happen. So, with that being said, I want to go ahead and ask you, uh, what are your predictions for the game? How do you see it going? Score, winner.
I see us pounding them in the mouth. First couple drives, obviously they'll make adjustments. Um, like I said, man, I am worried about their damn quarterback. I just am. I'm envisioning stuff that's not good to envision. But I am confident in our team. I'm confident in the offense. I'm confident that we will be able to get some pressure, and keep contained. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 34-21 Tech.
I like that.
34-21. Easy win. Burr warms his leg up, gets his 2 field goals, or we score 5 touchdowns and he misses an extra point. It could go one of the two ways. Um, but yeah, I think that's a solid prediction. 34-21.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. Yeah, I partially share in your concerns about the Colorado quarterback. What is Juju Lewis? Is that his name?
No, he's not starting. It's Caden
Oh, he's
Salter.
not. Oh, see, that tells you how much I know about Colorado. I didn't even know who was starting for them.
Yeah, Caden Salter, but both they might play both. But Caden Salter, he came from Liberty, but he's a dual threat quarterback.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay, that kind of changes what I was going to say then because it was Juju Lewis. I was thinking,
Because Juju's like a more pocket passer
yeah,
type.
yeah. Okay, well, that kind of changes my viewpoint on that then. I don't really know anything about this guy. If it was a freshman quarterback, I was going to say, that could kind of go one or two ways. He could shit the bed and throw 4 picks, or he could have his first game and go nuts and throw 5 touchdowns, like a DJ ukulele
Yeah,
against Notre Dame. But yeah,
I would.
I'm expecting Tech to come out and really control the game from start to finish. That's my expectation. And I think that if they actually want to set the tone for the season the right way, that's the only way that this game can go. They need to come out, they need to just absolutely bust them in the ass for 60 minutes. Just running it down their throats. I'm fine with your screen passes and your dump offs, but you have to take shots. That's the whole point of running the ball and running your screens is to open up the downfield threat. And well, occasionally we would take our shots last year. We just they were so few and far between. And as I've said, I think that was due to Haynes being injured a lot. I think that was one of the primary factors in a lot of those offensive decisions. But I expect us to really just control the pace of the game. And even if we are unable to do that, even if they're kind of shutting down the run and we might not be doing a great job of stopping them, even if this turns into a shootout, I still think that we're going to beat them personally. So
Yeah.
I just think that we're more talented and if it's a shootout, it's going to be close. Like we're not just going to get run out of the building. So I would just trust us to like make a big play for the win if it came down to that. But as far as the prediction goes, I think that Tech is going out there to make a statement. Personally, I think that Key understands what he has with this team and the potential that he has with this team. With all of the veteran leadership, Tech is going to be a program. We're not always going to get a bunch of 5 stars, but if you can get talented guys, develop them, and then maintain them for 3 to 4 years, every 3 to 4 years, you can have a pretty amazing season. And I think that this season has the potential for that with all of the experience that you have, the talent, it's there, and it's very possible, and the schedule is very gettable. We'll get into that. But for this game, I think that Key wants to make a statement. I think that all the juniors and seniors really want to make a statement that this is like they're going to go out on a high note. So with
Well,
that being said, I think that Tech's going to beat Colorado 38-24.
okay, okay. Well, and I mean, it's got to be our year because, like you said, there's a lot of seniors on this team that
Well, and the thing is, it's not like I see us ever falling back to like the dregs of Georgia Tech football, like the Collins era. Because I mean, even once Haynes leaves, you have Philo right behind him. He's going to be a stud.
Yeah.
You still have talented young guys that are coming up, and you're recruiting better and better every year.
Oh no,
Imagine if you go out and win 10 games this year, all of a sudden you might get a 5-star or two, and you might get a lot more 4 stars.
and
And
look,
it takes a season like this. You have to capitalize on the momentum that you've built the last 2 years, really turning the program around. You have to capitalize on it this year with a big season, and the schedule lines up for it. I mean, really, the only two games that you're not going to be favored in are Clemson and Georgia. Every other game, I think that you will be favored in or should be favored in, unless one of these teams, is undefeated or something coming into it, and they're at home.
well, that's why this first game's so important because this is really the first time in years Tech's been talked about, in the way that we've been talked about for this off season as the darling and
the dark horse playoff candidate, and
so there's
you're sitting there ranked 30th right now. You're just outside the top 25. I mean, you win this game by, even 7, you're probably going to be ranked next week.
Oh yeah, I think whoever wins this is ranked.
Yeah, so that's another. I think that would actually be great too. I mean, if you can get ranked, then you can be ranked for a week and play. Who's week 2? It's nobody, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's Gardner Webb.
Yeah, Gardner Webb. Then you can just get another win out of the way with Gardner Webb while you're ranked going into Clemson. So you're not just like getting ranked and then you're all excited about that and then you have to go play Clemson and you lose by fucking 50 because you're all pumped up about being ranked. So there's a lot of this game is going to have a lot of impact on the rest of the season.
Now, it doesn't affect us for ACC play, but it's still a game that you really, really need to win.
Yeah, and I worry that if they don't win, that it will it could linger on the team's mentality, just being so frustrated about not winning this game, especially depending on how it goes. But like I said, I am very confident that Tech is going to win this game. I just don't think that Key is going to let them lose this game. Like the way that last season ended, especially with the Georgia game, then you're not even really in it for Vanderbilt. You're just showing up. You're in fucking Birmingham. No one wants to be there. But right. So but yeah, especially after that Georgia game, I'm sure. I mean, Key is chomping at the bit to get back on the field, and the players are too.
Players are.
Yeah, the players are too. Absolutely. I mean, they're. I'm excited to see how it plays out tomorrow. With that being said, since this is our first video since our infamous live stream of the Georgia game. If you guys want to go check that out, Sean and I have about a 4.5-hour live stream where we streamed the entire Georgia game. Brief summary. Probably drank a little too much. We were hugging with about 5 minutes left in the game. And then it was like watching the Falcons Super Bowl over again. So.
Oh, God.
It was a rough stream.
God, being an Atlanta fan is just.
It was a rough one. So you can go check it out if you want. You might get a couple laughs in there if you fast forward to the fourth quarter and overtime. But
I doubt anyone watching this probably doesn't.
Oh, I'm sure that they don't want to relive it because I've never gone back and watched it again. But anyways, I got sidetracked. So how do you think the season is going to shape up overall? What's your record predictions? Where do we end the season?
All right, so I said we go 2-0. this is the thing. We're gonna beat Clemson or Georgia. It's the fact. Like I want to pick Georgia, but it's like it's hard to when we haven't beat them.
Yeah.
But like this is most definitely the year that we should beat them. I mean, we got to see what Gunner looks like, but I don't know. All right, so who we get? You got Colorado, Gardner Webb, 2-0, lose to Clemson, 2-1. Um, and I think that we lose to a Syracuse, a Virginia Tech, a Pitt. And we beat Georgia. We go 10-2.
10-2.
10-2.
Does that put us in the ACC title game?
One loss, yeah, unless Clemson's another one-loss team and there's an undefeated team.
If that's the case, are we making the playoff in this scenario?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
How far are we going in the playoff?
Yeah. We'll go. I mean, it all depends on who you play. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, no one wants to face the Jackets.
Nobody's going to want to play a playoff game at Bobby Dodd.
Mm-mm.
I'll tell you that right now.
Uh-uh. Oh my God! Imagine a playoff game at Bobby Dodd.
Oh my God. It might actually be all Tech fans for once.
um, I say we go Elite Eight. I think we win one
Okay.
or
Okay.
six, whatever that is, 12 team.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to take up too much time. I'm going to just run down the list. Colorado's a win. Gardner Webb is a win. I think we're going to beat Clemson. I think we're going to beat Clemson.
What's the score to that game though? Like
What's the what?
what's the score to that game?
What's the score?
Yeah.
Like a 31-28, close to the Miami game last year.
Okay.
Beat Wake Forest. I have to decide which one of these I'm going to choose. Because basically what my prediction is we're going to lose one of these BS games. We're going to lose to it's not going to be it's not going to be Wake Forest. And for some reason I just don't believe that it's going to be Boston College or Syracuse because we're going to lose our Syracuse was just insane last year and they're going to want revenge for that.
It could be very well be Boston College.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that we basically my prediction is that we're going to be 11-1 and we're going to lose another heartbreaker to Georgia. Or 10-1. Sorry. I'll lose another heartbreaker to Georgia. And then I think we're going to win the ACC.
So you think we'll be a 5 seed or a 4 seed?
I do. Well, yeah, we'll be the lowest seed because we'll have 2 losses. Think that we'll lose. We'll make the playoff, and I also think that we will win 1 game in the playoff. That's my prediction.
If we get to the damn playoff, I mean, what? We were ranked 12 in 2016?
No, not 16. In 2014, we finished ranked 8th and 9th, I think, in the coaches and AP. After the Mississippi State Orange Bowl.
That's the times.
Yeah. But, all right, guys, with that being said, I've got dinner. I'm going up to Atlanta tomorrow. Obviously not to the game, but I got a travel day tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and go get ready for this. Our next show will be much improved from our current situation right now with the phones and the weird settings that we have. We couldn't make it any better than this, but
if we win, I'll be more inclined to get a
True. I might hold off until tomorrow night. And if we get a big win, then I'll probably be ordering it the moment the game's over. But yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back this coming week with our analysis of the game and a little more in-depth thoughts on the rest of the season after we see how tomorrow night goes. So, with that, you got anything else to say, Sean?
No, let us know in the comments what you think, predictions, anything. Go Jackets, baby.
Go Jackets, y'all. Thank you.